attention to them. But they have kind of like shapely bodies now. I guess they eating all that food, but this lady was the healthiest Euro I had seen in a long time, healthy by shapely. I just got out of the penitentiary, and so they knew I was going to bite at that. I said, no. Okay. And then she pops up a year or two later with John or somebody. Before that, she called me in the midnight, and it's pouring down rain. They know the late at night and rainy weather make you kind of funny. So it's the old song, I like to make love in the wee wee hours when it's pouring down rain. That's what the old people, so they figure I'm just like them. Would you come pick me up? I said, I can't come pick you up. Send you a cab around there somewhere. I can't come. Do you know what it would look like if I'm here, it's midnight and riding around with a white woman in the car? What do you think? No, I just want you. I said, no, indeed. I sent a cab around there to send you somewhere where you want to go. And one lady, when my son was 16, I remember because he was 16, and we used to sleep in the back room. It used to be an office. So the phone was a wall phone, and it was outside the bedroom. So I'd go and answer the phone, a pay phone. We had a pay phone. You know, Imam Musa, I look like Imani. Imani was an Ethiopian model a long time ago. I said, well, that's good. So then she said, well, I would like to describe my vagina to you. I said, sister, you can't call me here telling me about your vagina. And my son said, Dad, you could give me the letter to describe it. And so I popped him upside the head. Well, he was 16. He was just, 16 years? Hey, like, what is 16? Yeah, hey, describe that boy to me, that girl, whatever it is. So it was funny. I mean, it was, but they was calling all the time because they knew we'd call late at night and we'd call when, the subliminal stuff. They did everything. It didn't work. None of it worked. Not one smidget of it worked. We know what they was doing, and we carried ourselves well. We don't need no award for it, but they could give us a Negro, holdout, stand-up award for avoiding all traps and tricks and what have you for over a long period of time. They could give, if they make an award, they could give me the first one. Because ain't nobody else going to get it that I know of. Niggas ain't going to get that award. Not the ones I know. They probably make some later on, but I haven't seen them. So now our team, what we're trying to do is distribute hero parts for Negroes, because Negroes never play the part of a hero. Is the snitch like Al Sharpton. Whatever he's doing, everybody knows what he's doing. Jesse Jackson, Messy Jesse, everybody knows when he comes up, some people are cheering and happy, but they know who he is. Yeah, they know who he is. Okay. So we want to distribute parts that are different, where the Negro the Negro lives out a life of a real live hero that people can be proud of. They usually, if somebody has a little bit of pride, the people love him, they usually kill him or drag him. They do something to him pretty quick. Okay. Now, we already knew that, so how did we stay here all this time? It was understanding boss man. that old Southern way back when, Southernism, and we used it effectively. Now it's too late. Now they can't do nothing to my sons because they 50, almost 60. They on up there, so they grown. My daughters, you could tell what they had told them that even Fatima said to Dad, if you was all of that, they would kill you. That's what their mama told them. So you got to help us to do whatever we want to your daddy to keep him at a certain level, or they're going to kill him. And they do it. Okay, so I'm going to have a nice long talk with them when they get back from college and pretty soon. If they want it, but I just have to tell them my side of the truth. They take it or leave it. But they're alive, and they got the thing about my sons be alive for one reason, my daughters be alive for another. They can't do nothing to them. If they even have an accident, mamas is funny about the daughters, and they would go crazy, and they couldn't hold it. So they'd have to finish her off too, fast. If something an accident, it don't have to be, they got to look out for them. Because if anything happened, it looked like boss man might have just told me he gonna look out for him, but he didn't do it. And how could that happen? All that stuff going around in their mind, it might be a real accident. They're not gonna follow it like that. They're gonna follow it up another way. Certain emotions. So everybody else is trapped but me. They're all trapped. Ain't nothing they can do about it. But remember, they're not that smart anyway. They're not too smart. They wouldn't. If they were smart, they could read the signs of history and and akhlaq, morality. They wouldn't do certain things. Well, they do certain things, but we still offering them a chance. Here's a chance we'll see, because we're in charge of the dialogue. We're in charge of the story line. We could make it say what we want. So they could have started out as a low-life, a tattletale, and a stooge, and people aren't used to. They're used to the white man making those decisions, not the Negro. So it takes time for them to digest this stuff. They had no idea this would carry on this long. They had no idea that they would run around at all the universities and everywhere and then be stopped with this. That is there, what the boss man offered them, it ain't working. It ain't gonna work. It come back to us. And see, we have to know what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. And we know what we're dealing with. And we also know that there's nothing they can do about it. They can't do nothing to anybody. Number one, if somebody got hold to 5% of the DVDs that we would have, they would have the whole story. So they don't have to get them all. And then if they get one or two, they're going to go around making collections. Do you have any of those DVDs? Now, most of the people that got them are like kind of, not agents, but those type of people. And we know that they play certain things that don't go too far. It's no problem. They always forget one or two. That's a movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was about the crazy house in California. Yeah, it was really about a crazy house, Vacaville. That's what it was about in California. Yeah, and the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest means one got away. Okay, here's the thing. Over the years, whether it's informers for Iran and da 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 da, over the years, 5 or 10% of those people are going to be double agents. They're going to be on your team. You don't need everybody on your team. All you need is 1% will do, but you're going to get 5 or 10. Easy. Easy. It's people on both teams. Like out of the Iranians, I know people that are on both teams. They're on that team and they're on, and whichever one they're on, that's for real, that's good. But I know they're double agents. Okay. That's why some of the people that you used to hear about a few months back, you don't hear about them much anymore. Yeah, you just don't hear about them, and who's they liking? Who's they? Did they help? Who do they send over here to try to get a different view on things, or get you to say that things are different? They're so dumb, they're like Americans. Some people believe if we can get you to say that this is the historical thing, they think you've been so accurate throughout the history that that's the way it'll happen because you said it. The dummies. No, I'm telling you, they believe that. Yeah, but if they can convince me, remember a lot of things, seeing is believing, da, 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 they believe a lot of that stuff. So if they can get you to convince yourself that certain things are true, if they can convince you to like the national Negro, or if they can convince you, they send people by here all the time, representatives of the national Negro. And the national Negro has a certain age on him, and they want to turn it over to somebody that they could trust. And they know where your history, and they would rather because they don't trust each other, definitely. They don't trust them. You think they trust their ministers? Good God Almighty. Brother. So people are getting ready to pass away. They're 85, 90, almost. They're getting up there. What are we going to do at this organization? We got to do something with it. Why not, big brainy idea, turn it over to a leader, has a high standard of morality, and we know basically what he do. He changed it to a Sunni Islamic type movement with real Islamic flavor and all of that. And that's what he do. And that's why people sit right here and they talk crazy. That's their job. You can probably think about who I'm talking about. If a nigga come by here and pop down $10,000, you think he just, either the government sent him directly or somebody else sent him. It don't make no difference. I see it that way. That's the way it looks. Just doing the calculations add up like that. Either the government or the National Negro and them sent them. And they're trying to figure out what to do with the movement. That's one of the elements. We may not be 100% accurate, but we're in the ballpark on this. That's what they're doing now. Or what do we do with the movement? Do we destroy it? Do we split it up into 5 different groups? Or what do we do? They got to figure that out. Because so-and-so, he go up to his ranch every week, and he's going to die up there on that ranch. That $1 zillion ranch. It don't make, you know. So we have to have ideas about who these people are, where they come in. If they come by and they do certain things, number one, they're from the government. If they do certain things, they're definitely from the government. Okay, and what's the purpose of it? Well, we'll figure it out in 5 or 10 years. I'll have to figure it out now. We're not doing any of that type of thing. Everything we do is fi sabilillah. If they turn anything over to us, we're changing it from boogly book to the Quran and Sunnah. And they'll have to learn how to adjust. To get that type of Negro to adjust to the truth is going to be a big deal. Not that they're thugs and all of that type of stuff. Anyway, when you're in something, you get a feel for, what people do. But you never know. You can change.